thank you. That was a wonderful session to follow up on. Your Excellency, it's a privilege and honor to have you here. Maybe I could jump right into the topic and kind of set the table, if you would. Can you please kind of give us a scope and scale of women working in the UAE? Please help us understand the impact women are having on the UAE economy.
Is it working? I think, yeah. I'm honored and proud to be here with all of you and to give me the chance actually to speak as a chairwoman of the EBWC Council. And going back to your subject, talking about the women role or participation in the economy, if we go backward in history, before the UAE was formed and the unity was not there, the women's participation was significant in the community because men used to go to pearl diving for a few months. So the ladies in the community themselves, they protect the community and do some crafts, local traditional crafts to sell and this and give participate in that. After the United Arab Emirates was formed, actually, Her Highness Sheikh Fatima, the Mother of Nation, was supporting the ladies to enroll in the economy by supporting them for education, for economy and everything toward the agenda which our father Sheikh Zayed Al Yarhama, he implemented for the UAE and so on. And nowadays, if you see the participation, if we go to the Ministry of Economy and see the ladies in the UAE, the entrepreneur ladies actually, they are participating with around 6 billion dirhams in the market, working and beyond that. They have 25,000 license controlled by 50,000, 5,000 ladies, UAE ladies entrepreneur. Yeah. Yeah.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah.
As you look in terms of looking forward, what skills do you think are necessary to compete and succeed in the marketplace?
Yeah, there's a few skills in my opinion. The first one I would call that the person who's in charge should have that strong heart to take a decision, prompt decision, when he's a and but not just take it without balancing the advantage and disadvantage of his decision. Secondly, I would say you have to improve yourself always. Always take a chance, know more people, indulge yourself with many people, do a network, okay, and try to find the lead or the inspiring, let's say, inspiring ideas. And the advice I would strongly hold on: don't play one man show always in your business. Always balance, always think, always see. And if you achieve 85%, that's what I tell always my employees. I come from a private sector. That's an achievement for me. It shouldn't be 100%.
Well, we just heard the last panelist talk about resiliency
Yes.
and how women are in some ways more
Yes.
resilient.
Yeah.
Could you kind of expand on what you just talked about there?
Can you go back? Because
So
I couldn't listen.
the question is about resiliency.
Yes.
How women are and can be more resilient in the marketplace.
Resilience in the woman personality, the ladies, is much more touched than the men because they are I mean playing or wearing several hats in daily life. So I believe if she come as a leader, sits as a leader, she will be more resilient than men. Sorry to say that. But this is a reality. So in taking decisions, not, as I told you, don't play one man show. Okay, always listen, and that's what I took from my father. Actually, he always say, listen to who's younger than you, and listen to some people who's elder than you, and then you take that decision. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, as in addition to my role at Atlantic Council, I'm also a professor at Columbia. So, this next question is something very near and dear to my heart. Is How do you upskill and stay competitive in the marketplace?
You have to keep improving yourself always, not just say I have that certificate, I have that degree and this. You have to take courses, I mean, join groups, enlarge your or widen your network. Okay, go to meetings, go to lectures. The same advice I give it to young people, the entrepreneurs. I always tell them it's not just to keep your product and think how to market it, because each market is different. I mean, than the other market. So always improve yourself and your skills by study, by training, by many things actually.
So the balance between learning on the job versus going to university, do you have a perspective on that? And is there a very high opportunity cost to leave the job and to go to university to skill yourself?
Not to say that, but I mean, you need a degree by end of the day, okay? But I would go back to the universities themselves to tell them, don't just let the student in the classroom. I need those students or those people to go out and try to be entrepreneurs. Okay, let train them in the same time you are teaching them. Like when we say hands-on, you don't just wait for them until the last year to give them a trainee or entrepreneuring in some of the companies, either private sector or public sector or this. No, from day one they should be hands-on, especially the people who's studying, I mean, like business or AI or something. In the same time, it's a journey, parallel journey, you study and you train in the same cell. Why? Because when he will graduate, he's armed with these skills actually. When the market keep changing, as we say, I mean, the laws are keep changing, many things are changing. So when he will be in the market, okay, by graduating, at least he has some skills, which is, let's say, he doesn't have to start from zero.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe we could talk about this, break the skills down a little bit.
Yeah.
Hard skills versus soft skills.
Yeah.
Learning quantitative technical knowledge versus learning things like leadership, ethics, communications.
Exactly.
What's necessary? Do you need all the above, or how do you balance between those elements?
In the beginning, he's a freshman, okay, to the university. If I'm talking about students, they need to strengthen their personality, their network, okay, and then let's say by the second semester or the next year, they should be in the market itself, and so on. And I mean, having a trainee for 2 to 3 weeks. Yes, it's okay, but I don't support it that much. Actually, I would like the student to be in a company, especially the private sector, for at least 2 months.
Right.
For at least, yeah.
Well, you brought up networking. So, how important is networking to facilitating your career? And how do you think about that in terms of career progression?
Networking is one of the very most important skill the young entrepreneurs have to have. Or by keeping your relationship, connecting with people, and such like now. We did connect already with, I myself, I did connect, I mean, with you and with the other people. So I always describe it for my children. It's like when you throw a stone in a lake and the circles goes widen and widen.
Right.
So you start having, because you don't know, I might need this person now, but in the future he might need my support. So I know which door to knock and which door to reach and speak about my merchandise or whatever, which will cut, let's say, the expenses of marketing,
Right,
for
right.
them. Yeah, that's the.
Well, okay, so one part is networking. The other a part is finding a mentor,
Yes.
someone that can advocate for you, advise you. What advice would you give to a young person in terms of how to find a good mentor?
By the network he's going to build or she's going to build, by that time, I mean, subhanallah, I mean, it's God will. You might find lots of them. It's not one. I mean, for me, when I started, because I was with my father, so I find many old men, old men was advising me. When we said, since he was training or she was training through the university journey, they will start having it might be the professor himself, it might be the dean, it might be the boss who I worked with or I trained with, and it's going on, it's an extra. Yeah.
So what type of, to be a good mentee, what does one need to do?
As a mentee,
As a mentee,
yeah.
what do you need to do, to help you find a good mentor?
To look at, I don't want to call it a profile or I mean the history, but you have to look at what he achieved or what he's in position and the way he treat you and the way he speak to you. And this is all for me, it's more emotional, maybe, if you are connected to someone. And I think that your mentor will lighten your way and will give you the better advice which you were thinking to take it or not. So as I told you, you listen to who's elder and who's younger, and then take your decision. This is the way it should be. Yeah.
Well, so you're saying you should also give back. So your role as a leader, as a young woman growing up in a profession, what responsibility does that young woman have to mentor and support other people?
Yeah, this is what I'm doing now as my role as a chairwoman for my Emirates Business Women Council. I play a main role, or my core of work is I work as a link between the Emiratis ladies, entrepreneurs, and to connect them either regionally or worldwide. I travel around, I bring chances, new projects, new whatever, and sit and give them, and display it to them, and they take it. This is my main core of work, to connect. Yeah.
So we're almost out of time, but let me leave with the last question. So what's the one thing a young person needs today, a young woman needs today to succeed?
Knowledge. I would say knowledge. This is the first thing before starting the project. And second, network. Third, a brave heart to cross the market. This is, yeah.
Well, that's wonderful advice to leave on. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you very
really
much.
Appreciate the conversation.
Thank you.